Well, Captain Marvel is coming out this Friday. And to commemorate this historic event, we're taking the time period for which Captain Marvel's coming out, the 90s, and what it stands for, which is women empowerment. We're talking about those strong female characters in 90s films, and we are taking my pick for this week, where we are going back to 1991 with the pop cultural phenomenon that is Thelma and Louise. Will these two renegade women take our hearts by storm? We'll find out on a very driving through the Grand Canyon edition of the Review. Well, hey everybody, I'm JT3 Thelma.
And I just spit soda on myself to the max extreme. Welcome to the Review, everybody. A show where two small-town dudes, one with a very big birthday today.
Look out. Come on. Make me blush over here.
Sorry I didn't surprise you with a cake this year.
That is okay, because I ate way too much sweet stuff today. I'm probably going to have to check my sugars when I go to bed.
Very good. Get that insulin, baby.
That's right.
This is a show where we give our big dumb opinions about things.
It's where we give our big dumb opinions.
And tonight
we got our opinions.
They're pretty dumb.
And they're big.
And we're going to give them.
And we're going to give them.
To you, the listener.
Yeah. Take them.
Today we're not going to break from formula. We're going to do that.
Yeah. We got our opinions.
They're big.
They're pretty dumb.
Yeah.
And they're big.
Yeah. And we're going to give them.
And we're going to give them to you.
I love saying this. Can you imagine we did that every show? People would unsubscribe, throw their phone in the toilet, and then move.
There are 3 things that you have to be aware of before you listen to this show. Number 1, we got opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, they're big.
They're pretty big.
And number 3, they dumb.
And we're just
number 4, we're going to give them to you.
We're going to give them. And today we are going over the 90s classic Thelma and Louise. This is the first time I've ever seen it, JT.
First time I've ever seen it as well.
What will we think about this 90s classic?
Yeah.
So it's not only a 90s classic, it's just a film classic, JT.
Film classic.
Film classic.
Film.
Goes down on the annals of time.
Yeah.
Like Citizen Kane.
Yeah. Or
the one where the rocket goes into the moon's eye.
Yeah, that one. That one's probably, yeah.
Just like those two movies.
Or the one where a barn falls around Buster Keaton.
Yeah. The one where the train comes right at the screen.
Yeah.
Classics.
And Space Jam.
Classics.
Yeah. Waiting for that sequel, Space Jelly.
Oh, Space Marmalade.
Space Peanut Butter.
Oh, look out, y'all. Space Preserves. But before we get into that, we're going to get into we're going to dabble in what happened this last week. Catch us up on what happened in the world of entertainment.
We know you guys live under a rock.
So we're just going to give them.
We're going to give them to you.
We're going to give them to you. Well, I don't have very much, JT.
That's okay.
So I'm going to give you what I got, and then you can just take the reins.
Okay.
Take the reins on this birthday show of yours.
That's fine.
How about that?
That's fine.
Fine. I got maybe some disappointing news for you, JT. I know how you felt about this movie when it came out.
It's my fucking birthday, Troy.
I know, but I got to start at the bottom and build you up.
God damn it.
Will Smith is out.
Yeah.
He's out. He said no more.
Mm-hmm.
No more.
I did hear this.
He's out of doing the Suicide Squad sequel.
But he's got a replacement.
So they say. Is this a legit replacement?
I think so. Did you hear who it is?
Is it a rumor? I heard a rumor.
I don't know if it might be a rumor. I think it might
check your
have-
source.
Let me check my source. Check my source.
Checking sources.
I think it just broke like a few hours ago. So I'll
Mere
have to check.
minutes.
We are on
Mere moments ago. We have our fingers on the pulse of entertainment
fucking
news.
pulse. Let me see. Keep going the wrong goddamn thing.
We need to go the right direction here, JT. We need to move forward.
Yeah.
Will Smith is out.
Not back.
Who is taking Will Smith's place as the character Deadshot in Suicide Squad?
I believe that it is. It is official.
It is official.
Yeah.
It is confirmed.
Do you want to say it? Or you want me to say it?
Go ahead. You have it.
He will be replaced by Idris Elba
There you
as
have it.
Deadshot.
Idris Elba. There you have it. Charles Minor himself.
Yeah. He will always be Charles Minor to you.
I think I first saw Idris Elba in anything.
Yeah.
It was The Office. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him in anything.
I'm trying to think I think that might be the first time I saw him too.
I never saw The Wire, so I didn't
Yeah.
see him in that.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't remember any big movie he was in that I would have caught.
Yeah.
So it had to be The Office.
I think The Wire is what really made him
Catapulted him.
skyrocket
That's right.
to superstardom.
Super stardom.
Yeah.
So he could star in minor roles like Charles Minor.
Yeah. In Charles Minor roles.
Yeah, we did it. We got there, man. Anyway,
But yeah.
Elba in, Smith is out.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I'm for it.
Same.
I like Idris Elba.
You know what? I don't even care if he's not in the movie at all. Like Deadshot as a character.
I know. I was surprised they just got a replacement to play Deadshot because it's like, well, then find some more villains to put. This whole thing about Suicide Squad is it's villains
And they're dispensable.
and they're Yeah, just say that you blew up Deadshot's head once.
yeah. It's like, he wasn't doing what we said before, but you didn't see it, but we killed him.
Yeah. He's dead
That'll
now.
go over.
Yeah. We slip knotted his ass.
Yeah. You just didn't see it though. It was between movies. Another bit of news I got, JT, is no more casting news. This one on the Marvel side of things.
Ooh,
hear about this?
No. Did you see this? Hear about this?
Hear about this? Emma Watson is a front runner for a lead role in the Black Widow movie for the MCU. For that upcoming Black Widow movie.
So she's gonna play the young Black Widow?
Don't know. Just a lead role. We don't know yet. Who
Who
knows? She could be a bad guy for all we know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
Not
Could you
Sweet
imagine?
Hermione?
Could you imagine Sweet Hermione changing face to a piece of shit heel? Could you imagine?
Who does this bitch think she is?
Who does she? Where does she have the nerve?
She used to be sweet, mild-mannered Hermione. Now she's coming in, busting tail.
That's right. Kicking ass. Taking names. It's a role of a lifetime. Some would say. It'll catapult her into mega superstardom.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Anyway, good for her.
Yeah.
Getting
She
some
was
of that
Belle.
Disney money.
She was Belle.
Oh, yeah, she was Belle. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that movie.
Well, I want to.
Oh my, it wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ. The last bit of news I got, JT, is an odd bit of news.
Not bit.
It's an odd bit, but we're going to give it to you.
We're going to give it to you.
Netflix. Ever heard of it?
Well, yes.
Great. Then you will not be lost when I tell you this news.
Okay.
Netflix apparently does not, for their original series or movies, does not pay so well. Did you hear this?
Did you hear about this?
You hear about this? So there is an actress that for the life of me, I won't remember her name.
Yeah.
She's not huge, but she does work on TV.
Yeah.
And she said that Netflix kind of went around, played the system a little bit.
Yeah.
in order to
Are they not
pay their
paying
actors.
scale?
See, they are paying scale,
Uh-oh.
but about that only.
Oh, shit.
So, like, she said that if she was on the same kind of role on a network, she'd be making, like, $12,000 an episode or so.
Yeah.
Netflix, she got paid $980 a day.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Netflix also said her role was an occasional reoccurring guest.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay her for the entire...
But she was on every episode, probably.
Maybe not every episode.
Oh.
But that is also different when you are on a network because of, like, union stuff.
Yeah.
Which I guess doesn't exist at Netflix? I don't know.
Amen.
But...
Goddamn corporations squashing unions.
So that begs to ask the question.
Yeah.
Netflix in its supreme popularity.
Isn't SAG a union, though?
Yeah. I think it might be. Yeah, because they would argue for, like,
Yeah.
that kind of
'Cause I thought in order to be an actor, like, in Hollywood, you have to be a member of SAG.
I don't know how that works for sure.
I don't know. Somebody mail us.
Yeah.
Hollywood people.
Hollywood types.
Email us.
Tell us how that works.
Get us some rolls, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you?
Some buttered ones.
I'll even take a Netflix one at this point.
Yeah, I'll take a Netflix
And
one.
$980 a day sounds pretty great to me.
I'd go for that. $980 is like what I make in, like, 2 weeks.
So, yeah. Bring it in. I'll do 2 reoccurring roles. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
2, take my paycheck, and I will never see you again.
Yeah.
Unless you want me back, of course. Then I will gladly come back.
Or give me a starring role. Do you want to give us a starring role? You look like you want to give us a starring role.
I mean, we're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty fucking attractive.
We not only that, but we were in high school theater.
Yeah.
We have the chops.
I was Sonny in Grease.
You want me to...
Motherfucker over here was Kaniki.
I was Kaniki. I sang Greased Lightning.
I asked if she put up a fight.
Not only that, we got a pro wrestler over here, okay?
That's right.
Doing it live
I'm doing
in
it
front of a
live.
crowd.
Fuck it.
Week in, week out. All right? Entertaining people en masse.
I'm putting in the grind.
That's right. What am I doing? Wasting it. I'm wasting my chances.
All this potential being wasted on a weekly podcast where we talk about bullshit.
And we're going to give it to you. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah. Anyway, Netflix apparently pays like shit. But
Cool.
That's my last bit of news. I said I was going to end up on top, and then I obviously did not do that.
Oh, okay.
I just read my news and realized all of them are bad.
They all suck. Well, Troy, to stay on the downer train, Troy, I got a pretty big downer that got released tonight, actually.
God.
Troy, do you watch any Jeopardy?
Yeah. Oh, no. Yes. And no, I usually don't. I've seen Jeopardy. I'm aware of what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm also aware of this news.
Yeah. The longtime host, Alex Trebek, had a heartfelt message to send out to people tonight on the show where he's...
But in a form of a question.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to go down this route, Troy?
We're
going down this route?
Keep going.
Apparently, he has told people that he has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. That's like the bad shit.
Yes.
That's like the it's not looking good kind of shit.
It's not coming back.
Yeah.
From that.
So yeah.
Check out Jeopardy while you can.
I think he was retiring after this year, too.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, it's only been on for like 30 years or something like that.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. But, hey, we're pulling for you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe find a way out of this bullshit.
That's right. That is right. You know, speaking of game show hosts, to lighten the mood a little bit, I was watching a bit of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah?
At my mom and pop's house.
Patsy Jack?
Vanna White. Came up, what do these people make, like, per year?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh, it is. And they only work like 2 days a week.
Yeah, they just block film everything.
Yep. Yeah.
It's nuts.
I know. It's the cushiest fucking job you could ever get.
Yeah, and then have like 5 days off in a row? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and they get paid buku bucks.
Yep.
They take like these big fucking vacations to places.
Yep.
They'll have like on location shows where they go to Hawaii and shit.
Right.
It's like the fuck.
I am always like astounded too, because like, especially like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy that have been on forever. Like I always am just used to like game shows now. It's like you either win and take home your money or you don't get anything at all.
Yeah.
But like these shows are like, oh, you came in third place, you didn't win, but you were going home with $8,200. Good job.
Yeah.
It's like, oh Jesus.
No
How
shit.
much money does this network have to throw around?
I know.
Just to play freaking Hangman.
No shit. I know. It's like a fucking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Same with
it's glorified
Jeopardy.
Hangman. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Jeopardy.
I know Jeopardy. Like they've like, what the fuck? That. Ken
Jennings.
Ken Jennings. He probably made almost like a fucking $1 million when he was on.
Did
there.
make $1 million, and then he
Jesus.
came back and did it again. I think.
Yeah. I think he was like on
Why
like an
they let
all-star
him come back?
championships
Like,
thing.
at that point, Trebek is like, this guy again. Jesus Christ.
I think he's like he does like a podcast circuit now too. Like I've heard him on a few podcasts.
Ken Jennings or Alex Trebek?
No, Ken Jennings.
Oh, okay.
Like I think Doug Loves Movies brings him on every once in a while.
Odd. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's like I mean, it's whatever, man. I think he has like a podcast where it's like called like the Omnibus, where they like
Try to trick him.
no, like they're doing like something where like, they're trying to make it like a time capsule where they like try and like go through like a bunch of like major historic facts or whatever. I don't know.
I don't care about this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Man, like, more than half the podcasts I try to get sold, like listening to the ones I listen to, sound like dog shit. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know.
And they make that, and the hosts try and make it sound like the coolest thing ever, where it's like, hey, we got this podcast on our network where this chick talks about like animals you might not know about. Where I'm like, no.
I don't care about any of those things.
I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
You know, that leads me into something else, because that's another fun fact that I've learned about the podcasting industry, is that on Libsyn, like, I think an average of 80% of all podcasts uploaded to Libsyn,
Yeah.
like, are inactive
Really?
at this point. So, like, only a chunk of them just continually keep coming out.
Oh, wow.
Granted, Libsyn is, like, the most popular one
Yeah.
to, like, upload on, that and iTunes, but 80% of them just go inactive. And it's like, Jesus. Granted, some of those are probably, like, miniseries and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But for, like, people who, like, perpetually do it every week,
Yeah.
like, we're the superstars here.
No kidding, man.
We gotta be in episode 300 by now.
Like, I've been looking at our analytics, and we're on like an uptick. Like
That's
we have
good.
like a steady climb of downloads as we go on.
That's good.
Where it's like, you know what? Who knows?
We're doing something.
Like, who knows? Like, if we keep this climb going on, like, where we'll be like in 5 years. We
That's
might
right.
start getting sponsors or some shit.
That's right. Who knows?
I can't wait to start shilling other people's shit for money.
That being said,
I want my fucking
everyone
Casper
try
mattress.
Fresca.
Yeah. I want my fucking Casper mattress.
Or Lisa.
Lisa.
Warby Parker.
Oh my god.
Mac Weldon.
I've actually heard Bespoke Post is starting to like promote on things. I would
is it?
love to get a fucking Bespoke Post
Oh, are you
box
kidding?
for free every goddamn month.
Fucking, are you kidding me? You should probably contact them.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I bought
Just service at bespokepost.com or something like that.
Yeah. Fucking they're one of the things they're doing for this month that I bought just cuz Molly really wants it. They have a fucking magnetic spice rack.
Yes.
You need to look into this, Troy. It looks bad. It's like a board with magnets on it, and then like the shakers are like these like round orb things that just stick to it,
I'm into it.
and you can like bolt it to your wall and just pull them off. And then if you don't want to use all of them, you can put your knives on it too.
Yes.
So you can do the thing from Kill Bill where you throw your knife against the wall and it sticks.
That's what I want to do. Throw knives. I'd be into changing out my spice rack. I'll tell you right now. The spice rack we got now, there's only like 8 spices on it, and we have 30 jars in that fucking thing.
Dude.
What? Half of them, more than half, empty.
Molly puts all of hers on top of the stove, and it's like falling. They're like almost falling off. Like she has so many.
What are we talking about?
I don't even remember. My next bit of news, Shirley. Are you looking forward to that Metal Gear Solid movie? I know there's talks about it coming out sometime.
Sure.
I guess there's a ongoing public outcry for a certain person to play Solid Snake, and the director says he's not opposed to it.
The David Hayter?
It is not David Hayter.
Oh.
Who's David Hayter?
He does the voice for Solid Snake.
Oh, it's not him.
All right.
The people have been clamoring for, Oscar Isaac.
Oh, okay. Sure. Good deal.
Be pretty good.
Be pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know what David Hayter looks like. He could not look like Solid Snake at all. Let's look it up. David Hayter. American-Canadian actor.
I know. I expected, who's the guy that does the voice of Batman from the animated series? I can't remember what his name is.
God damn it.
But I always thought where it's like, okay, yeah, sure
Kevin
he does.
Conroy.
Yeah, I always thought Kevin Conroy was yeah, sure he probably sounds like a cool Bruce Wayne, but I bet he looks just like this just dumpy piece of shit dude. And then I saw him oh yeah, he'd be a good Bruce Wayne. He doesn't look too bad. He has the chiseled jaw and everything. He would be a good Bruce Wayne. But now he's older, so it's it probably wouldn't be good, but yeah.
This is David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake.
Oh. Get rid of the goatee.
Get rid of the
goat. My God.
Get rid of the goatee and the flowing locks. Get a nice high and tight. Put a bandana on. You kidding? Infinite ammo,
Come
bitch.
on. Infinite ammo. Let's see here. Just looks like all of my shit just erased. I don't have a lot of I didn't have a lot in terms of news anyways.
You said you had a lot for news anyways.
I thought I did, but I guess a lot of it just got erased for no reason.
Oh, you need to learn how to use that phone
this
over there.
This app thing is just being a shit. Well, my last bit of news, I guess, will be they're making an animated Scooby-Doo movie, and Will Forte is supposed to play Shaggy in it.
Great.
It's not a good piece of news, but it was just. I
wish you had something else to lead it. Really,
it literally just erased a whole bunch of my shit.
Listen, I just think you're
some dumb fucking.
You don't know how to use anything. Here.
Dumb bullshit. I'll tell you what.
Well,
no, here it comes. No, I got it back. I had to get out of it. Now I got back into it.
Okay, all
right. Troy.
Yes.
You're a big fan of The Sandlot.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I never. The only time I ever saw it was when I went to your house as a kid.
And I was pretty into it when it was.
You were really into it.
It's a coming of age story. Tale as old as time.
That's right.
Songs old as rhyme. The Sandlot.
Beauty and the Beast, if you remember it.
Well, I guess The Sandlot is turning into a television series.
Oh my!
That will star the original cast.
Oh, The Sandlot now.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where did they go?
Older, wiser, depressedier.
Yes. So look out for that.
Great. I won't.
Troy, you know a movie that I always want to do on this, a way I've never done?
What?
I want to do the movie Twins.
Okay. I know you brought it up before to me, I think.
I don't even know what it's about. I just know that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito were twins.
I've seen big chunks of it, but I've never really sat down and paid attention to any of it.
I'm just curious.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I don't think I have.
I think this might be one I've seen over you then.
Oh my God.
Which makes no sense.
I want to go back and watch some real shitty Arnold Schwarzenegger movies sometime. Like that and Junior I want to watch.
Okay. I don't remember much of Junior at all.
I want my Larry.
Oh no. But I've never seen the one where he goes to Mars.
Total Recall?
Total Recall. I've never seen it.
I know. I think it's like free on something too.
Oh my! Can you imagine?
We'll have to
Watch
figure
it for free.
Figure out something for this. Well, anyways, the reason I
Piece
bring it up
together. Yeah.
is that there is supposedly going to be a Twins-esque type comedy coming out called Brothers
Okay.
that will be starring Josh Brolin
Okay.
and Peter Dinklage.
What? The Dink Man.
Yeah, where they play twin brothers.
Silly.
And comedy
The
ensues.
size is different.
Yeah.
Is that Twins sequel happening? With
I don't know.
Eddie Murphy
I think it
supposed
might
to be
be
their
falling
other
apart
brother?
now. Yeah, it's supposed to be triplets where it's
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I don't think it's happening now.
And if they call it triplets and not Twins 2, I'll be upset.
Twins too, and it's just
And there's triplets.
yeah,
Yeah. And one's Eddie Murphy.
yeah.
He's supposed to be planning a comeback,
And then
right?
Eddie Murphy plays all the parents, like in the clumps.
Yes! Yes, goes whiteface in some parts. That's always tasteful. I don't
Love
care.
it.
I don't really care about it so much.
Yeah.
It doesn't offend me, but
But yeah, that's all my news, Troy.
all right.
But I do have bits.
So do I. I have two.
Means we have to.
Probably both of yours.
Yeah, both of mine.
I didn't even
probably.
ask how many you had. I just made sure you had
I know
two.
there's a third one, but I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I am not either. So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
I just
didn't
know
make
that
the
you,
cut.
I think he sang your theme music for one of our basement wrestling.
Oh.
Cut the pressure.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, Troy, we have to, of course, play Neil's Bits.
People dying, it's the pits. Please stay tuned to Neil's Bits.
Yep.
Done yet?
It's done now. Jesus Christ.
Perfect.
Here we go. Neil, get on the show sometime.
Please.
We miss you.
We miss you. What
We
have you
should-
been up to?
We should try and like con him into doing all the Fast and the Furious shows with us.
Yes, every single one of
Every single one of them.
them.
I want to see him bitch about them. I was like,
I would love
God
it.
damn it.
I would
Just
love
make
it.
him rent them all.
Oh my god, yeah. I would love it.
I saw the first 3 are actually on Netflix.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I feel like we need like a third host for those Fast and the Furious ones.
We could have a different one for every show.
Ooh, okay. And then they didn't see the ones before.
Yeah.
Like, what am I into?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can find some of our friends who have never seen them just like us and make
And then
them
they're
jump
like-
in on number
Have
5.
Jump in on 6 or it's like, what is happening? Who is
Oh.
Shaw?
Yeah. Should I like Hobbs? I don't know. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, we should.
Now you turned me around on it. I'm getting a
All
little
right.
more excited now.
All right, I'm telling you, they're probably going to be a chore to get through, but I bet the reviews are going to be fun as fuck.
Possibly. Watch, I'll get the lowest number of downloads and it'll be like fucking waste of our
Yeah,
time.
it's just like our analytics turn into a middle finger. Like people listen just enough to flip us off.
That'd be pretty impressive. See if you can make that happen.
Come on, guys. Just all band together to try and make our analytics turn into a middle finger to flip us off.
Yeah. You really got to watch the shit or listen to 4 and 5. Get that little prong of a finger. Anyway, Neil's Bits.
Neil's Bits, Troy.
Got 2 bits.
Yep.
Why don't we start with this one?
All right.
Mr. Beverly Hills 90210 himself, Luke Perry,
Passing away.
passing away.
I think I got 52.
Yeah, super young.
Super young.
I didn't really follow his career at all.
No.
I know he was so popular because of this show. He like pretty much would show up
Because
in,
of our show?
yeah. Because of our show, because we brought him up
because
so
of the
much.
Fifth Element episode that we did.
That's right. He would show up in other like pop culture stuff like The Simpsons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I probably knew him more from The Simpsons than I did from actual 90210 because I never watched that. Because I was like 8.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about these 30-year-old teenagers or whatever they're talking about. All I know is that that show was so popular, and Luke Perry brought the sideburns back.
Oh, yeah.
So in the 90s, sideburns were a huge thing.
Hell yeah.
So, Luke Perry, even though you passed at a very young age,
Yeah.
you will still be missed for your contributions to facial hair alone.
I
At
know-
least.
I know the wrestling community was pretty broken about it because I guess his son is becoming a up-and-coming independent wrestler.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's on the scene as someone called Jungle Boy,
Oh, look at
and
him,
I've
Jungle
seen
Boy.
a few of his things. He's pretty good.
Yeah?
I dig him.
You calling him out right now?
Yeah, come on, Jungle Boy, bring it on. Sorry, seriously, sorry for your loss, but
Yeah, I mean, sorry for your loss, but
yeah,
in all seriousness, let's
let's do this.
fight to the death.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, that's not how
Don't you
wrestling
dare!
works?
Well, don't say anything about death now.
Oh, that's true. Too soon.
Jesus.
Got it.
No, yeah, but no, Luke Perry. I haven't seen a lot of your work, but from what I've seen, good stuff.
That's right.
Really good opening to the Fifth Element.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
God, the Fifth Element is so good.
Dave and GHD just rips you apart about it all the time.
Fuck him, right?
Man, I was so bummed that I wasn't on that Watchmen review with you guys. I would have ripped it apart so bad.
Yeah.
I was like reveling watching you guys be like, yeah, it just wasn't as good as I remembered it. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. We definitely didn't praise it all. We liked
No.
a few things, but then you can watch it on YouTube. But anyway, in the comments of that video, a lot of people agree with you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there you have it. I'll just let you read down the comments. They're not like vitriolic or anything like that. They're just like, fun video, guys. I don't like the movie. And that's just about every comment.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, at least you're honest. Thumbs up.
Yeah. But no, check out their review on the Watchmen movie, and it's good.
Darn right it is.
The review's probably better than the movie.
Oh, God. Well, thank you. This says a lot for my review. I'll let you go for this. I went for the first one.
I think passing away at I think like 62, 61, I think.
Still pretty young.
Yeah, legendary professional wrestler King Kong Bundy
Yes.
passed away.
Yep.
Remember him just being like, he looked like a dude that was as wide as he was tall. Man was enormous.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, from what I've seen of people that talk about him on Twitter and stuff, he seemed like the nicest guy ever.
He was a little bit before my time into getting into
Yeah.
wrestling, so I didn't really see a lot of his stuff, but like he's a big, huge, influential figure.
Yeah. I've seen like a lot of like, especially like the older indie wrestlers, like they said like when they were like on the scene like in the 90s, like he main evented like every show ever on the independent scene. Like it was like, I think like there was like one guy said it was like every show I was on, the main event involved King Kong Bundy and someone else. Like he just
Good.
went all around the country and just main evented every indie show in the 90s.
Every one.
Yeah.
Every
Pretty
single
much.
one of them.
Pretty much. But no, like the one thing that I really like is me and Molly have gone back and started watching Married with Children, and he like plays like Peg's crazy uncle.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Where I was like, God damn, King Kong Bundy.
He's all over the place.
But yeah, no, he seemed like a
Main
sweet
eventing Married with Children.
Yeah, seemed like a sweet dude, and yeah, it's cool.
Very good.
There was someone put up a sweet thing on Twitter where it's like they put up like the pictures of everyone from the Heenan family, and then it said the families come like family reunion or something, and they're like all in heaven because I guess like everyone from the Heenan family is like dead now.
Jesus. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
But well.
Hey.
Your contributions, both Luke Perry and King Kong Bundy, are not overlooked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the lead singer Prodigy died too.
Yes.
I don't know his name, but
I don't
I'm
know
not like a avid Prodigy listener,
Me neither.
but
Too bad though.
it's got some cool songs.
He probably died pretty young too.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. I think he died of suicide actually.
Oh my god.
Man. We need to get off this death
We
train,
need
Troy.
to
I
get
feel
off-
like we're
We need to
almost
get some good news
we
in
need
here.
some good news. How about some stuff that's done?
All right.
Like
That's how you know it's done.
It's done. And I got a fuck ton of trailers this week.
I have 4 myself.
I've got 6.
That is unfucking called for.
There was just a dump.
Yeah, for what reason?
I don't know.
Maybe it's before like all these big blockbusters come out.
It's like the calm before the storm, so it's like, let's get all our fucking shit out now.
Mm-hmm.
While we still can.
Well, yeah, just stick them in front of like Captain Marvel coming out and all these other ones coming out.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Why don't you just go down the list, and if I have them, I'll just chime in.
Okay, well, one that I saw is for an Amazon series called Good Omens.
Ooh.
It stars David Tennant
Uh-huh.
and God damn it, what the fuck's his name? Michael Sheen.
Okay.
And Michael Sheen plays an angel and David Tennant plays a demon that are stuck on Earth, and they are trying to prevent the apocalypse by trying to find the Antichrist, who is somewhere on Earth.
Oh.
And,
sounds intriguing.
Yeah, like it seems like a lighthearted spin on the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Like they introduce the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse,
Uh-huh.
where they're all like driving like super stylized bikes,
Cool.
and I don't know, it looks fun.
That's what I'm into. Fun.
I'm for it, and I'm a big fan of David Tennant, so I'm for whatever he's in.
Same here. Before you go on to your next one, I just want to chime in before I forget.
Yeah.
You brought up 4 Horsemen. I watched the Jay Lethal Ric Flair thing again yesterday. I fucking love that.
Oh, it's so good.
The 4 Horsemen.
Oldest ride, longest ride.
That's my line. That's my line.
And they just start wooing at each other.
Elbow dropping their jackets. It's all a good time. Anyway, that's an amazing
Look that
freaking
up.
segment.
Look that up. Look up Jay Lethal, Ric Flair.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Sorry if this is making noise, but I gotta move it closer to my mouth.
It's not making too much noise.
Good. I try to move it very slowly.
The next one I got, Troy, is they put out a second trailer for Brightburn.
Yeah, I watched this one.
It looks awesome.
Looks terrifying, right?
I know. I just love how fucking lackadaisical the kid is in this. Like, they show him do some horrific ass shit, and then he just like sits back and like eats an apple.
Yeah, like, and I also love that they're playing heavily on the Man of Steel tropes.
Oh, totally.
So you're just like thinking like, that was fairly calm until the end.
Yeah.
When he just destroyed Metropolis, but this like starts like that, and it's like, oh, it's just like a Superman story, except if Superman was a child and murdered everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks scary as shit.
Yeah, it's like the perfect mixture of Man of Steel and Chronicle.
Yes. Yes. It's got very high promise too, because James Gunn's behind it.
Yeah.
He's not directing it.
He's producing it.
And I think he also wrote it with his brother, I think.
I think so.
I can't remember who's directing it, but it looks good. I'm into it. Mm-hmm. I'm into it a lot. Especially if this is going to like ring in kind of like a few movies that we've been like kind of like clamoring for.
Yeah.
Just like a big change of pace in like the superhero-ish genre.
Yeah.
Where
I know.
like you think they're good and then they end up being total shits.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like this too, is that it's taking the superhero genre and doing something different with it, which I feel like that's what any genre needs to do when they start to become overexposed like this. Like, you need to find ways of being like, okay, let's take a very prominent superhero and then play on it where it's like, what if they were dicks?
Yeah, right. What if they were murderers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this everything about this is just terrifying. Like, there's that whole ending scene where he's just flying in and out of the house, where like the mom's just like cowering under a fucking breakfast nook, screaming while he's just like bashing in and out of the walls, where you're like, good lord.
Yeah. Bit of a handful, that kid.
Yeah. But it looks good. Like, it even looks like it's pretty well made too.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty psyched for this.
Me too. Let's bring it. Bring it on.
Bring it
Bring
on.
it. Just bring it to us.
I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here, Troy, because I know you're not gonna care anything about this.
Okay.
But the Game of Thrones season 8 trailer.
All right. I'll be
came out.
back in just a minute. No, go ahead.
And I'm just psyched. It's the last season. Some shit's gonna go down.
Is this like the second part of the last season, or how does that work?
I think they're officially making it season 8.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's only gonna be like 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they are just gonna fucking... Ugh. Me and Molly started going back and like watching it from the beginning to try and get ready for it, and it's like, there's so many... This show does such an awesome job of foreshadowing stuff. Like, even just like people that come across where it's like, I've seen this on my travels, where it's like, that's totally gonna come up later. Like, it's such a fucking good show.
Okay.
Like, I know you're never gonna watch it because
Probably not.
it's so popular and you're fucking hipster about that shit.
Right.
But
right, it's the one thing I do it about, and you have such a fucking gripe over it.
because it's good, you'll watch Watchmen, but you won't fucking watch something good like Game of Thrones.
I watched Watchmen. Yes, that's true. I was also into it. Well, it was super popular even when it was made. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway,
But,
go on.
No, I'm super into it. They're totally gonna have this big fucking battle between the fucking fucking White Walkers and the regular people. It's just gonna be goddamn fucking bonkers. I
Okay.
can't wait. The White Walkers have a dragon now.
Oh my!
Like,
How many
We're so
dragons they
fucked.
got on this?
there's 3 dragons altogether.
Oh my!
The
God.
White Walkers got 1.
Oh my god!
Okay, you want me to nerd out a little bit on Game of Thrones
Yeah,
for you?
go
Okay.
ahead.
So, the White Walkers are like these... They're like 3 or 4 dudes. I think they're down to just 3 dudes now. But they're like these like ice wizard type looking dudes.
Uh-huh.
Where everyone they kill, they can turn into a zombie for like their army.
Okay.
So like if you're in a battle with them and they kill like half your men, then those men belong to them now.
Oh.
So, and they've spent like the last 7 seasons just going through like north of the wall and just raiding towns, killing everyone in the town, and then raising them into the dead,
Oh boy.
and then making them part of their army.
Oh boy.
So they have like what look like millions of people on their army. So, and the end of the last season, since they got a dragon, the dragon came in and toppled the wall. So now they're marching into actual Westeros to now storm like every town that you've become familiar with over the last 7 seasons.
Oh god. Sounds
So,
intense.
That's what they're building towards, like a big fucking battle between like everyone in Westeros and all the fucking White Walkers that are just fucking
Night walkers.
yeah.
Prostitutes.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's like the big thing, like, and then even on top of that, we have like all these political things where like people are still trying to like backstab each other, despite the fact that there's an actual threat of weird zombie fucks that can't be killed, like coming towards, where it's like, square up your shit and get ready because you can't fight these people alone.
Good lord.
It's a good show.
Well, I hope it ends well for you.
Yeah.
It's got a satisfying ending.
Well, we'll see. 6 episodes, April 16th, I think, it comes out. Can't wait.
Mark your calendars.
A show that we've covered on here, Troy, The Tick, came out with a trailer for season 2,
Yes.
and it looks kind of the same as stuff.
It looks kind of the same.
I don't know. Like, it looks like they have some better graphics
Okay.
or some better special effects. Yeah, I think they definitely allude to more superheroes and more villains.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
So I think I'll check it out when it comes out.
Okay. I didn't check this out. I eventually fell into it when I watched it, but I don't think it's my favorite show in the world.
Yeah. I think they definitely allude that Miss Lint is going to be like the main villain
Okay.
in this one.
I liked her in
Like
season
she,
1.
she gets like her own like super costume and everything in this too.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out.
I mean, it looks like it has a bigger budget than the last season did. So
All right.
I'm curious. I'm curious.
Same. Me too.
My next one, Troy, the latest Hellboy trailer.
I saw this one as well. The one Mike Mignola himself said
He was like,
"We'll
"You're gonna
blow
your fucking
load over this.
Your nuts will explode when you see this."
It's so much better."
Yeah. So I'll let you. What did you think of this one?
I didn't really find it that much better than the first trailer.
Yeah, it's definitely. They're definitely trying to sell more of the violence and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where if I go and watch it, I'm going to need to fall into it.
Yes.
Like it needs I feel like they need to introduce enough things where it eases me into this where it's like, okay, I'm falling into it. I'm accepting the fact that this isn't doesn't look completely real.
Yeah. I also didn't like that they gave a lot of stuff. They showed a lot, I think, in this trailer, too.
Mm-hmm.
It showed, like, the big monsters, I think, in London. A lot of fighting around. Like, it showed that his, like, partner... who's the guy in Lost?
Oh, yeah, Daniel Day Kim.
Yeah. Shows that he can turn into, like, a were-jaguar.
Yeah.
It's like... You're really showing a lot of your hand here.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of the gore is really fake. Like, I'm not... I don't know. Like, they show, like, there's, like, a big creature that they're just cutting the limbs off of, where I'm like, sure, but it looks totally fake compared to everything else, so I don't feel, like, a lot of stakes. Like I said, like, I might fall more into it if I get into the movie and, like, everything kind of has the same feel to it where I kind of fall into the violence and where it's like, okay, I'm accepting that this could be a thing.
Yeah.
But from just by seeing like the clips, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, same here. I don't I still don't feel like it really captures what Hellboy is.
Like I said, I only know the
previous movies.
Yeah, the previous movies. So I don't know, maybe if there's like a different feel in the
feel
books.
like the Guillermo del Toro movies caught more of the correct tone
Okay.
of the movie of the book, but maybe Hellboy himself wasn't like how he is in the book. Cuz in the book he's like a blue collar like demon hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of like soft-spoken. He doesn't say a whole lot. But in like the first movie, he was like kind of like a petulant adolescent child a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to the point where I ever thought it was bad. But in this, he just seems like a very jokey, angry dude.
Yeah.
Which he's not like that a lot in the books. Like he's not so in your face about it, I guess, in the books.
Yeah.
Is he jokey? Yeah, he is. And there's some points where he's angry.
Yeah.
But he's not just like this furious beast and like just wisecracking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. He just seems to like bumble into situations and end up winning. That's pretty much a lot of Hellboy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This one just doesn't feel, just by the trailers, like anything like the book.
Okay.
And I hate being that guy that's always like, "Oh, the book doesn't do that." Because I hate it when other people say it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If I maybe didn't ever read the material, then like I wouldn't probably care at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just
exactly like that freaking Curb Your Enthusiasm gif I posted. We'll see. That's exactly my feelings on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just so used to Ron Perlman, but I still cannot fall into how Hellboy looks either.
Yeah,
It definitely looks like a face that's made up as opposed to like it looks like an actual demon.
Yeah. I think that's something I could probably fall into in like 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
I'll settle into it. But just watching it in short bursts, I'm
Yeah.
still like wanting to see Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That he's got like a big, long, flowing mane of hair.
Yeah.
And then anything else is just always tied up in like a top knot.
I know.
Because he's bald on the top. So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what are
He's
you
like
doing
Hulk
to that?
Hoganing over here.
Exactly.
Well, my last one is Dark Phoenix. Unless you have anything else you want to bring up before that. Troy.
Yeah, I got a second trailer for Shazam, full trailer.
Okay.
It doesn't show a whole lot more. Shows him doing more superheroing about town.
Cool.
And a little more confrontation with Mark Strong's character,
Yeah.
Dr. Sylvana.
Mm.
But looks like a good time. Looks like
I'm
it's
looking
going to be
forward to
fun. And that's what
I
I'm
know.
looking forward
I'm looking
to the
forward
most.
to it.
Yeah. So give me more of that. But
I
that's
know.
pretty much all I got. If you've seen like any other trailer, you've seen pretty much everything this one has to
I know.
offer too.
I was having a conversation with Molly Pop the other day, and she had a pretty hot take where she was like, "You know what? I think I'm starting to like DC more." I'm like,
easy.
Shit. Yeah.
Just because they one movie or two movies were okay.
I know. I'm like, all right.
But
We'll see.
they are, when they're eventually going to be branching off and doing like their own kind of like solo movies not connected, I would like to see how that's taken.
I want to see them kind of take the reins of like what maybe Fox was doing, where they try and like dive more into genre films with some of their other characters. Like I think Fox was doing a good job of that with like Deadpool and Logan, and I'm afraid that they're gonna get Disney-fied and now fall into the same like, well, they're a Marvel film, we have to stick to the Marvel formula. Where I think this could be DC's like opportunity to maybe dive into, well, let's take this character and do this kind of movie. Like I feel like that's what they might be doing with Joker.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right. But then at the same time, they're like making maybe a trench movie. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And while Aquaman was super fun, it wasn't like groundbreaking.
No.
So
I wasn't the hugest fan of it, but
right. Same here. So I don't know. Wonder Woman was great still. And that's the one you still need to beat, I think.
yeah.
Granted, Aquaman beat it at the box office.
Yeah.
But critically, Wonder Woman still, you got to beat that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of Fox, Troy.
Yeah.
The last one I have is the latest Dark Phoenix trailer.
Yes.
I'm curious what you think of it, Troy.
Why?
'Cause
Why is that?
You've been talking mad shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is their second trailer. And now you're choking on your Coke.
I have been talking a lot of shit about this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to do so.
Okay, fair enough.
Still looks like garbage to me.
It looks like garbage?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it looks like garbage. I think Jennifer Lawrence couldn't be bothered to wear any makeup and anything. I think all their costumes look...
Jennifer Lawrence looks like she begged to die in the first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, it also kind of gives away that she's going to die in this. Not that anybody cares, because this is
like
the
she's
end
in
of
it
the
so little
franchise.
that like you couldn't even hide the fact that she's gonna die. Like all of her scenes are her saying she's gonna die.
Right. I mean, it gave a tease to the Quicksilver scene that's going to be in this, which we all kind of expected it to be in here.
There's a quick. Oh, I didn't.
It's
expect
like
Quicksilver.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
He shows him like running up things that are kind of frozen in the air.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I
That's
was
a-
thinking Silver Surfer for some reason.
You fool.
I'm an idiot.
You fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just that. I don't know. It's like, why are they doing X-Men 3 again?
Yeah. Well, my take is, yeah, they do seem like they're kind of rehashing some X-Men 3 things, but you know what? I'm not hating it now. I liked
right.
it a little more on this one. There were some things they did in this where they made Jean Grey look scary.
Okay.
Like the whole thing where she was like compressing Magneto's helmet on his head. I was like, that was pretty fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole thing where like Magneto has like multiple guns pointed at her, just like firing full clips into her, and it's like doing nothing. Like they had some scenes in this where they made Jean Grey look like we're fucked.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So I think like, sure, this whole movie might just be like a complete rehashing of X-Men 3, but I think they're handling Dark Phoenix better than X-Men 3 did.
That's still to be seen, I think, for me.
I mean, yeah, but from the scenes that they've shown, they make her seem more formidable than she was in.
From the brief clips that they've shown.
It's a fucking trailer, Troy. Jesus Christ.
You're trying to talk like you've seen from the scenes that we've seen. It's a fucking
You're
trailer,
saying that
Joel.
it's dog shit from the small scenes that you've seen.
Yeah. Just because it's track record of what we've gotten so far, except for Logan and, like, Days of Future Past. Everything else has been a letdown.
And First Class.
But
yeah.
First Class is not done by Simon Kinberg, who is not even a director.
I'm just saying I'm not going to completely shit on it just yet.
I've taken 2 shits on it and flushed it in the toilet.
There are things in this that have me interested, and I want to see where they go with it. I'm going to admit, it might
They're
be
not
absolute...
going anywhere with it. This is it. This is it.
I know, but no. What they do in the movie, from the clips I've seen in this trailer.
All right. Fine.
There are things that have got me interested. I like what they do with Jean Grey in these certain clips that I've seen. I'm not saying it's going to be the fucking best movie of the year. I'm just saying there are things that have raised my ire where I'm like, that could be cool.
Okay. That's fine.
That's what a trailer does, Troy.
I'm not going to argue with you anymore. You have the right to your own opinion. You're wrong, but you have the right to your own opinion.
Well, we're probably going to see it for the fucking show.
Probably, because it's probably going to be a fun conversation.
Yeah, this is going to be the one. Batman v Superman started it. This is going to end it.
That's right.
We're officially
in the coffin.
We're going to officially start doing this show via Skype, not looking at each other. Yeah. After Dark Phoenix.
That's right.
Got anything else to say, you piece of shit?
No.
Okay,
I'm
next one.
Just over here clipping my toenails instead or something else.
I'm just like, we'll just like have like these like weird heartfelt things like, you know, Macy misses you. Whatever. just have these like weird like things where like Chelsea goes, just talk to him, Troy. No, you won't understand. You won't understand. You cut me too deep this time.
He said things he can never take back.
Dark Phoenix was too much for us. You won't understand.
Wouldn't that be fucking the worst?
You weren't there, Chelsea!
You weren't there!
So, same time next week, whatever. End conversation.
Whatever. Hang up. Dial tone.
Find a way to make Skype do a dial tone so really rub it in.
Perfect.
Well,
those are all the trailers then, huh?
That's all of them.
Man. Gee whiz.
I'm telling you, there was like a big dump of them.
What a dump.
What a dump.
What a dump.
But Troy,
yes.
turn to random movies.
Give it to me.
Before we get into the big shits.
Yes.
The tournament of random movies, Troy, we had Children of Men versus The Day After Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel the better movie won. Because Children of Men's moving on.
Yes. I did vote for Children of Men.
Good. I'm glad.
I am glad.
It moves on to the semi-finals alongside Platoon and the Amazing Spider-Man.
See me.
Which leads us to our last film of the quarterfinals.
Okay.
Between National Lampoon's Vacation and Roadhouse.
Oh my.
And of course, with every quarterfinal match, I do have trivia. We have 8 facts. 3 are from Vacation, 3 are from Roadhouse, 2 could be from either, or it is up to Troy to figure out which fact goes to which film. Troy, are you ready?
I am prepared.
Okay. Fact number 1.
Fact 1.
Bill Murray is known to make fun of a particular sex scene in this film to those who were involved.
Shoot. I don't know. Roadhouse?
It is Roadhouse.
Okay.
He's actually friends with God, who's the woman in it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, no, he's friends with the female lead in Roadhouse, and he has stated in the past that when he watches it, he will call her and then make fun of her.
Perfect. I love it.
Number 2.
Okay.
The main actor had to turn down starring in a sequel to a popular film due to an injury sustained filming this movie. I believe you actually brought this fact up in the past.
Oh, shit. Then I don't know if I remember it. Roadhouse?
It is Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze was supposed to star in Predator 2, but sustained an injury filming Roadhouse.
Perfect. He was in the better movie.
Number 3. Annette Bening was the original choice for the female lead, but was fired due to lack of chemistry with the male lead.
Annette? Vacation.
That's also Roadhouse.
Really?
Troy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm getting you there, Troy.
You got me. You pulled one over on me.
Number 4. The filming of one of the scenes caused a large portion of the cast to become sick and or terrified.
Vacation.
It is Vacation. The entire family, while filming at Wally World on roller coasters, became deathly ill.
Oh,
and
no.
even the Anthony Michael Hall became absolutely terrified. Like, he was like, I guess they said that, like, if you pause it in certain scenes during the roller coaster, you can see him, like, screaming for his life when they're on roller coasters. Number 5? Yeah, 5. An actor/actress almost turned down their part in the film because they didn't think they could be so mean.
Vacation.
It is a Vacation, Troy.
Okay.
The woman that plays Aunt Edna
Aunt Edna.
was scared that she wouldn't come off as mean enough, and then after every take, she would ask everyone if they were okay.
Okay.
After she treated them like dog shit
Huh.
in every scene.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Vacation to even know who Aunt Edna is, I guess.
She... I don't know if I should say it because it's kind of a spoiler, but like...
Well, just then don't care.
We'll be fine. It's like an aunt that they come across at a certain point where she makes them take her with them.
Sure.
Where it's like... And then she acts like a total D-bag the rest of the time.
Oh, D-bag.
I know. It's the worst, and then comedy ensues.
Ah.
Troy, number 6. One of the actors was 3 inches taller at the end of this film because he grew that much between principal photography and the reshoots.
Vacation.
It's Vacation. Anthony Michael Hall
I figured.
hit puberty.
I figured it wasn't Swayze.
Yeah. Number 7. Yes. An actor was paid $1 million for a brief cameo.
Roadhouse.
That's also Vacation, Troy.
Really?
John Candy as a security guard
Oh,
got paid $1 million.
Jesus. Good job, Candy.
Man was a treasure.
You bet he was.
Last fact, Troy.
Last fact.
One of the main actors or actresses wrote and sang 2 songs for the soundtrack.
Vacation.
Roadhouse, Troy.
Really?
Patrick Swayze wrote
What?
and sang 2 songs on the Roadhouse soundtrack.
Huh. Those can't be real good, can they?
I think they're in the movie, too. I can't remember what the names of the songs were, but I think they're in the movie.
Huh. All right. Huh.
So there you go.
Swayze singing. Come on.
National Lampoon's Vacation versus Roadhouse, a big 80s battle. Troy, I'm sure I know what your choice is, but
Do you?
what are you thinking here?
I
I mean, they're both pretty iconic for what they are.
Yes. I own Roadhouse, but I would like to see Vacation. And if this is a reason to watch it, I'll be more apt to do it.
We'll see.
Yes. So I'll probably be flipping a coin on the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking that Roadhouse was untouchable to you.
It's pretty good. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh, by all means, I love it too. But
So,
we'll see.
yeah, we will.
This is a pretty interesting.
It's an interesting matchup here.
Yeah,
Everyone flock in droves to vote for this one.
yeah. So with that on top of Children of Men, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Platoon, what are you thinking so far of this one, of this tournament?
I think the cream rose here.
You do? You do?
Yeah.
You do?
I think I do. I think the cream rose to the top on this one.
I know. I'm pretty interested in possibly seeing Children of Men
Uh-huh.
and
Platoon? I mean, you
Platoon?
kidding?
I mean, Amazing Spider-Man is in it.
It sure is. It is a spot in the tournament. To say the very least.
Yeah, I'm still kind of butthurt about the Edge, not knowing what the Edge is.
I went back to go look at some old tweets from the actual podcast
Yeah.
page, and like I didn't even realize before. They're like, "Well, Spider-Man won because no one knows what the Edge is," and it made me laugh out loud again. And I was like, "I gotta like this." I missed it the first time.
So there you go. The tournament is heating up.
It's hot.
So we'll see what wins and what advances to what we will be reviewing.
Well, we
and
be watching.
what we be watching. Which one of these films will you get our big dumb opinions on? And
we
you'll
gonna give 'em.
when you gonna get them?
Well, JT, that'll lead us right into the top of the hour.
Yes,
The 90s are alive in all of us,
they are.
and strong women rule the world.
They are.
Put together.
So put them together, and you got a Thelma and Louise.
That's right. It's a recipe for a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Or is it?
We'll see.
We will, won't we? Dropping May 24th, 1991, with a budget of $16.5 million.
Summer release.
It domestically made $45.3 million, was not released worldwide.
Oh, wow. Well, it seems like it made its money back.
It did. It more than doubled its money, so it made a little bit.
There you
A
go.
little bit there. Probably made its budget completely back. And then maybe 15 mil. Who knows? Who knows how money works?
I'm surprised they didn't release this worldwide. It doesn't seem like it needs to be like a regional type of film.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it just had such a small budget that they couldn't afford to release it overseas or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I was surprised.
MGM put it on too.
Yeah. I was surprised it was a Ridley Scott movie. I did not think
Me
that
too.
it was Ridley Scott.
I did not know that until right before we started recording, and I was writing it down. I'm like, Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And it doesn't even seem like a Ridley Scott movie when you're watching it either.
Uh-uh.
It's like, what the fuck?
But
All right.
Rotten Tomatoes has this thing at 84%.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
IMDb 7.4 out of 10, and Metacritic at 88%.
Okay.
So it's up there.
Okay.
It's up there. This was nominated for some awards.
Really?
It was nominated for the Oscar for Best Actress for Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon.
Okay.
They ran against each other in that category.
My God.
Best Director for Ridley Scott, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing. It actually took the win at the Oscars
For Best Editing?
Best
Oh,
Screenplay.
the screenplay. Okay.
And it won a Golden Globe for the exact same thing for Best Screenplay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Want to get a gander at that screenplay.
Get a gander on that screen. Play. JT, what is a Thelma and Louise all about?
Well, we're following two women named Thelma and Louise who seem to be kind of stuck in some dead-end lives, so to say,
Sure.
where Louise, played by Susan Sarandon, is kind of stuck at a dead-end job as a diner waitress.
Yep.
And Gina Davis, who plays Thelma, is kind of a stay-at-home wife to a real dopey piece of shit.
Yes.
And one day they decide, let's get out. Let's just go out and, I don't know, go fishing.
Right.
just get out of here.
Let's go to the mountains.
Just go travel. And on these travels, they come across some circumstances that could possibly make them fugitives on the run from some certain law officials that lead to a cross-country chase across the
Southern
wonderful
United States.
West.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So, everyone is pretty much aware of the ending of this movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the most iconic thing of the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been, like, satirized in certain ways.
That is the only part of this movie I knew anything about.
Yeah, me too.
Was the ending.
Me too.
And that Brad Pitt was in it.
Yeah.
And that was it. Otherwise, I really had no idea how this movie started, where it was going, why it got to that end point.
Yeah.
But everything leading up to there, I thought was a pretty fun ride.
Yeah. No, I was liking it all the way through. They definitely, I think they take some liberties on, like, male characters in specific. But, yeah, no, I liked it for the most part. I don't know, like, I feel like tonally there's some things where I was like, what are you trying to say here? But outside of that, I was kind of digging the ride all the way through.
I liked that Shooter McGavin
Played Shooter McGavin.
was Thelma's like deadbeat husband.
My God, I know.
Oh my, I love that actor.
Christopher McDonald kicks ass.
He was the right amount of dick in all the right places.
Yeah.
Like even to the beginning where I can't remember what his name in the movie, but when she yelled back for him in the house right at the beginning,
Yeah.
he comes up and he's like, "Don't yell my name. You know it just drives me crazy." And she's like,
I know.
"Okay."
Like, and like he doesn't come off as like abusive. He just kind of comes off as like a dimwit, like a dimwit, and like he would like be abusive if he had the balls to be abusive, but he's like not. He's just like, God damn it, Thelma, just stop doing this.
Yes.
And then she's like, "Are you gonna be home? I'm gonna be home late. All right? God damn it! Stop asking questions." Like he does everything like butt hitter, where it's like, yeah, fuck that guy, just go.
Right. Yeah. I also love he's like, well, everyone's not a regional manager of the freaking car lot or whatever.
I thought he was like a carpet salesman or some shit.
Oh, I thought he sold used cars. Who knows? Either way.
I thought it was something involving carpet.
Then even better.
But yeah, he does so much shit in this where he just comes off as such a goof. Like, he's constantly tripping over shit or dropping something, and then every
Stuffing
time
in full pizzas.
I want to talk about that later. But yeah, every time he does it, it drives him literally insane.
Yes.
There's even a scene in this where like he's on the phone with Thelma and he goes to check his watch and it causes him to like not even drop the phone but like almost drop it. He's like, God damn it! Like he's so angry that like things just like even when something just kind of like goes like estranged to him, he's just like, son of a bitch. He's so angry all the time.
Only reason Thelma's even with him because she's just been with him since high school.
Yeah. Like, she's definitely just one of those where she's just kind of become complacent, where she's like, I don't know where I don't know what would happen to me if I wasn't with him.
Right.
So it's like, all right.
Right. It's it's like a fun story where, like, it's kind of like the Odd Couple a bit, but they're still, like, best friends.
Yeah.
Like, Thelma and Louise, like, one's super tidy, and Thelma's a bit of a mess, and but they both love each other, and they're best friends forever.
Yeah, they're definitely different, but you don't really know why they are the way they are until you get more into the movie.
Mm-hmm. Like, little pieces flesh out each other's lives and stuff like that.
But but like Louise is definitely the person that only lets people in a certain amount, and then Thelma's definitely the one where it's like she needs a man at all times. Like even
that, but like it will just talk to anybody. Maybe she's cooped up so much she just any point she gets, she's just like bah!
Yeah, like she's super trusting, but you definitely like when me and Molly were watching, she was like, oh yeah, she's like that chick where it's like she just needs a man. Like she's always like she's not comfortable unless she knows that she has a man that she can like fall back on. Like even when it's definitely looks like she's accepted the fact that she's not going to go back to her husband, then she's like on the prowl.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think she would be happy with Louise.
Maybe, but like I don't know. It just
even
seems
like even when there's like 30 minutes left of this movie, I don't think she's looking for any of that kind of stuff.
No. I think she definitely gets to where she takes on Louise's mindset more, but like in the middle there, like she's always kind of like, oh, he's cute. Oh, who's that guy? Like,
well, I think it's more or less to get away from Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, but
to get something else out there.
Yeah, but I think what the movie tries to put across is that Thelma is what Louise was before what happened to Louise happened.
Maybe.
So it's like Louise is trying to instill in her, like, well, I mean, what you're doing is not the best thing. And she's like, well, fuck you. I want to do what I want to do. Until they get to a point where she figures out what Louise went through, and she's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. You can see why she's a bit reserved.
Yeah. Even like the person that she's with, like her like boyfriend or whatever. Like I like those scenes too when like they introduce Michael Madsen as her boyfriend.
Yeah.
When like he goes and visits them at that hotel, and like he kind of like throws this big hissy fit, and she's like, "All right, I'm just gonna let you play out your tantrum." Like, God damn it, Louise! And he's like fucking like throwing shit around and shit. And she's just like, "If you're gonna be like this, I'm gonna leave." Like, no, don't leave, God. Go sit down. No, I'm gonna stay here. Like, I love Susan Sarandon as Louise in this, because it's like she almost kind of has him trained, where she like kind of knows what he does.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, you're gonna throw a tantrum. I'm just gonna wait it out until you calm down.
Right.
But then like she doesn't like trust him enough to like be open with him. She's just kind of like, I think you're hot, and we're together, and like maybe I do have feelings for you, but I'm not going to allow myself to explore them, because the last time I was vulnerable around somebody, some shit happened to me.
Right. Yeah. I got vibes of my aunt from Louise.
Yeah?
A little bit. Can you see it?
I can see it.
My Aunt Sue?
Yeah. Every time I hear your aunt's name, I always think of Russell.
Total inside joke. But yes.
Yeah. Well, Me and Troy both worked at a grocery store in a small town, and there was a guy called Russell that would always buy soda for the bar right next door. And every time his Aunt Sue like waited on him at the grocery store, he'd be like, "Thank you, Sue."
Oh my God! Every day come with a big, like 6-pack of the 24-ounce Mountain Dews and razors.
Yeah,
like every day. Just like, all right, see you, Russell. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue.
We'll be out of there. Anyway, that's a Russell story.
R.I.P. Russell. Man, he's been like dead for like a long time, like 5 or 6 years now.
Jeez, Russell in peace.
Russell in peace, man.
Anyway, Thelma and Louise. I was actually surprised. No, I guess I wouldn't be so surprised, but I was pleased that this movie started out the way it did, and I immediately like fell into it. I'm like, I really like these two together.
Oh yeah,
they have like, I thought, really great chemistry. In fact, like, I don't think there's any part in this that there is a weak character moment from anyone.
Really?
I think I liked I think the weakest character in this, only due to Gina Davis, because sometimes I think her acting falls a little flat.
Okay.
And I don't believe her.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the weakest point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too like taken back by her acting. Like, I think she's just kind of like,
there's like a few times where like she was like crying, and I'm like, I don't believe you. Like that you're crying or sad.
Yeah. Or
something like that. But like, I thought Susan Sarandon was like always on top of her shit.
Oh yeah.
Really good. But like the charm of Gina Davis like overtook any shortcomings that I had anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think she's like really charming in this, and a total smoke show.
Oh yeah.
She is so attractive in this
Susan
movie.
Sarandon is like the definition of a hot older chick.
Sure.
Like there's a reason why she was in the fucking that like Lonely Island song where like they were talking about Mother Lover, where it's like, oh yeah, I could totally be like, if I was like friends with like Susan Sarandon's son, I would be like, I want to fuck your mom.
Take that, Billy Sarandon, or whatever your name is.
Billy Sarandon. But no, yeah, like, yeah, it's just they seem like a genuine like female friendship kind of couple where like they bring out the worst in each other and they bring out the best of each other all at the same time.
Right.
Where it's like there's sometimes where it's like, yeah, they're good for each other, and then Thelma will go and like rob a fucking convenience store because of something that happened to Louise, where I'm like, maybe they're not the best for each other.
I think at the point where they are on the run, they're just doing whatever it takes to like get by.
Yeah.
So like being what's best for one another is like hard to argue, because it's like, yeah, it's probably not the best thing to do, but like they're desperate.
Yeah. No, I think definitely like kind of the theme of this whole movie is like, because I think there's a sense in this movie where I feel like a lot of like the men in this movie are incompetent, but I think it's done in a way where it shows that they're surrounded by a bunch of men that feel like they know what's best for them, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Like I'm happier doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're over here being like, even like, I like Harvey Keitel's character in this, where he's like kind of like the policeman that's always trying to convince them to come back, where it's like, look, I believe you that this was self-defense, just come back here, we'll work this all out. And then they just keep going further and further down this rabbit hole where he's like, look, you're making me run out of options, I'm trying to help you, but you're doing more and more shit where I don't even know what, like, if you come back now, you'll be fine. I'm on your side, I will make sure you're fine. And they're like, no. What the fuck am I supposed to do? But I think he's like a cool character because it's like he's trying to help them with all the best intentions, but he's still operating on the idea that he thinks he knows what they like, what's best for them, but he still doesn't. Where I think that's like kind of the ongoing trend where you go from like the worst of the worst, where like the guy that's trying to rape Thelma, where it's like, oh wait, she wants this, up to like the guy that has the best intentions, where he's like, I don't want them to be arrested, but I want them to reintegrate back into like their lives that they had before.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like no one besides Thelma and Louise know what they want out of their lives.
Yeah. And I don't even think they know until like it's too late.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was saying like I love where this started because I loved seeing their like back and forth, and they're just planning on like getting away for the weekend.
Yeah.
And like that's it, blow off some steam.
Yeah.
That was like the main point of it. So they end up just stopping at this bar, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Come on, just lay your hair down. Let's dance. Let's friggin' just tie a one on, get back out on the road."
Yeah.
But like that ends up going awry when Thelma gets a little too friendly with one of the patrons there.
Yeah.
And like ends up going outside to get some air, and he follows her out there and tries to rape her on a car.
Yeah.
Which at this point I'm like, this got heavy very quickly.
Yeah. Like it's pretty lighthearted up to this point.
Yeah.
And the guy is just like, you want this, and just fucking
hits her.
Yeah, hits her.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. And it's fairly graphic. You don't see anything.
Yeah. But like you can see him like slowly like trying to pull down her panties and shit, where you're like, oh god, it's getting there.
Yeah. And then Louise comes to her rescue, just pointing that 38 special up into his jaw.
That's the thing that kind of threw me off, where it was like Thelma seems kind of skittish about a bunch of things, and then they just throw in this scene where she's like, so I brought this gun, and then like even like Louise is like, why?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I just brought it
for plot.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like,
yeah.
I just brought it, I don't even want to touch it, but I brought it with me. Or like, okay.
It would make more sense for Louise to own the gun.
Yeah, but I feel like they kind of wanted to do like a thing where it's like they can tie themselves together, where it's like Louise kills the rapist with Thelma's gun.
Yeah.
Where it's like, now they're both fucked.
Yeah, I get how all that goes together. But like that would be like the one thing where it's like, well, that doesn't make sense, but
like I feel like they tried to explain it where like when they're getting ready to leave, Thelma's raising all these questions and then trying to introduce a bunch of these things where like Louise is like, just fucking calm down, Thelma. This is going to be a pain if we bring this with us, or if we bring this, to the point where like Thelma's like, well, if you're not going to let me take these things, then I'll at least bring the gun so we have some sort of protection. Like she's like, I think she like wanted to bring like a
lantern.
Yeah, she wanted to bring a lantern. She wanted to bring a bunch of things. She's like, well, you don't know who's out there.
Right.
And
well, that lantern never comes back into play.
Yeah.
It's a total red herring.
Yeah. But I think like, yeah, like that whole like first scene, like she just brings up like a bunch of things where it's like, let's just bring this just in case. And she's like, no, because it's just going to clutter up like the little space we have left in this car. So she's like, well, if you won't let me bring a lantern to like look for intruders, I'll bring a gun and just fire it randomly, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I feel like they tried to explain it, but it was like, it was a little kind of a shady way of like trying to introduce a gun.
Yeah. I don't know. It happens kind of just like as a throw off thing, and you kind of forget about it until you're like going back and trying to like explain it like on a podcast. I mean, It's like, why did they bring a gun?
Yeah. And they like still address it where they're just like, why'd she bring, like even like when the cops come into her house and search it, where it's like, why'd she take the gun with her?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure, they brought the gun.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, the Thelma gets rescued by Louise there, and then Louise and Thelma are leaving, and then the guy like cocks off to her.
Yeah.
And like,
I think he calls her the C word or something too.
Yeah, and so like she just has enough of it and shoots him. Like,
yeah.
But at that point, like, it feels justified because he just tried to rape this chick.
Yeah.
And then is talking shit to him after when they're trying to get out of there.
But they're walking away. Like, she didn't have to do it. Like, you find out probably why she did it.
Yeah.
Near the end, but yeah, they're walking away. They're about to take off, and then the guy just like yells like something where she's just like, you know what, fuck this, and just kills him.
Right.
Where it's like, you didn't have to go that far.
Well,
I mean, yeah, she was getting raped, but it was like, you guys were on your way out. You prevented it, and then, like, he just said something where it just set her off and she killed him. Like, you find out why she did, but it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
yeah. I guess I didn't necessarily feel like it was such a huge leap at the given point in time, and then going back and like thinking like, oh, well, she's got all this baggage leading in her life, kind of like leading up to like this moment.
Yeah.
It's like, I could see that being a thing.
Like, you definitely get to feel like Louise has gone through some shit. Like, even when they talk about, like, she's, like, completely avoiding going through Texas, even though, like, it'll, like, cut their trip in half.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, why don't we just go through Texas? We'll be in Mexico, like, tomorrow.
Right.
It's like, we're not going through Texas. It's like,
Jesus.
okay, well, then fuck. This is going to be a
That's
long
gonna
fucking
suck.
trip.
But then, because they've shot a man, now they're on the run because they realize right after they did, it's like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah. And, like, even, like, Thelma keeps bringing up, like, if we just go to the cops and tell them what happened, like, they'll probably let us go. And she's like, no, it won't happen, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, yeah, they have, like, small things throughout where, like, you can kind of piece together what might have happened to her.
Right. But, they end up going on the run in Louise's Thunderbird convertible.
It's a badass fucking car.
It is a pretty sweet car. And I want to say there's a few shots in this where they film them driving in the countryside, and it's, I think, shot very well.
Yeah, this makes, like, the Southwest look fucking badass.
Yeah. And I, just in general, I think this had really great looking shots and cinematography.
Yeah.
And, like, I usually don't notice that kind of stuff, but there were, like, a few sweeping shots. There's one that I can just kind of remember where it's, like, they're on the road, and it's, like, a kind of a 3/4 profile of both the women, and then they kind of pull ahead in the car, and the camera swoops down just to catch, like, the Thunderbird logo on the back of the convertible before it speeds off all in one shot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was a really cool shot.
There is some pretty sweet camera work in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was digging it.
And I'm just like, for a road movie, like, this is a lot of good looking shots. But then you're like, it's like, oh yeah, Ridley Scott directed this. He probably has a few decent people on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, cut out the scene where the aliens come out at one point.
Yeah, right. One thing I wanted to bring up before I forget, like, the band singer at this bar that they were in, where they got accosted in the parking lot, has a pretty rad ponytail, and I'm pretty sure it has a scrunchie in it. I was like, I can't let that slide. I gotta point that out.
Oh, yeah. The line dancing in this is phenomenal.
Yes. Also, they got their drinks very quickly in that bar.
Yeah, that place was packed.
Yeah, it's like, they ordered, like, a shot of wild turkey and a beer chaser.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, and what can I have for you? And then that drink was already coming from Thelma as in. I'm like,
shit.
What bar is this ever happened in?
That place is packed, and she's getting her drink now?
Right away.
There's probably like 30 or 40 people waiting for their drink.
I don't think so.
These two are in a hurry. We better get them their beer and shot now.
Now, granted, when this murder happened, like, it spurred off, like, their whole fugitive run. But, like, like I said, I had no idea what went on in this movie. I had no idea, like, rape was a part of this movie.
Yeah.
Murder. Yeah. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I never expected to get this heavy, I guess.
I kind of thought like the whole thing was them being like robbers or bank robbers or something.
I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Which kind of happens, like,
but they only do it like
middle.
Once.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even like go on like a crime spree. It's just like they do like a few things here and there that makes them wanted.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Right.
They do like just enough so that they're both fugitives.
That's right, yeah.
Because like even like Thelma could probably get away scot-free if she would have just like ditched Louise outright, but it was like, well, no, I'll help you, and then she robs a convenience store for her to get money.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some of my notes. So anyway, while they're on the road, speaking of getting the money or whatever,
Yeah.
Louise has the idea, well, I'm just going to go to Mexico. I'm going to hide out there. My life is over. I'm going to withdraw all my savings and cash, go to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'll start over down there. So she withdraws all of her money from savings. Ask, shoot, I just spaced on his name. Michael Madsen. Thank you. To withdraw all of her money and Wells Fargo it to her in this hotel at Oklahoma City. So she goes up there to collect her check. And not only is the check not there, but Michael Madsen is there himself.
Yeah, he takes it, brings it to her personally.
That's right.
And then they have that's where they have the whole scene where he's like, God damn it!
Chucking
God
vases
damn it, Louise!
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll just let you play it out, whatever.
Nonchalantly proposes to her.
Yeah. I know, I love that where he's like, well, you wanna?
But at this same time, they've also picked up Brad Pitt, that they've already run into like twice in this movie by now. Yeah. And Gina Davis is kind of getting a bit lonely because Louise is off with Michael Madsen just throwing shit in their bedroom.
Yeah.
And then so she invites Brad Pitt in for a bit of a romp.
Yeah. Which Thelma's so goddamn naive.
Yes.
In this whole movie. Like it like drove me insane where I'm like, the dude tells you that he robs people.
Yes.
And then she was like, he's taking a shower right now. I'm like, alone? In your room? With our money?
Well,
yeah, but I mean, he likes me. Like, no. Baby girl, no.
Like, call her naive. For whatever reason, I didn't see it coming either. And when they said it, I'm just like, oh shit, he is going to steal the money. Fuck! They get there. He's definitely gone with their life savings that they pulled out of there.
Yeah.
So now they're on the run. No money whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're hosed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the only way they know, well, no, because they don't really know what they're going to do at all until Gina Davis is like, listen, I got an idea. Get your ass in the car. We're getting out of here. They go at park at a market or whatever, a convenience store.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll just be right back.
Yeah.
Goes in, does the exact line that Brad Pitt said, this is how I rob a bank.
Yeah.
And he does it in the convenience store.
Exact same shit.
And I love it. It's like the most cordial way to rob anything. And I'm like, that is so sweet.
I know. That's the thing I like the most about these two is that, like, any time in the movie where one of them is down, the other one picks the other one up, pretty much.
Yes.
Like, it's mostly, like, Thelma being, like, depressed, like, she doesn't know what to do with her life, and then Louise picks her up, and then when they get to the point where Brad Pitt steals all their money, and then Louise is down, Thelma's like, well, don't worry, I'll fix this, and then that's when she goes and steals the shit.
Yep.
Where it's like, they look out for each other, and that's what I like the most about their relationship, where, it's like, neither of them let the other one get so down that they don't feel like there's another option.
Yes. So, at this point, the cops are also onto their game.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of pieced together. They're over at Shooter McGavin's house, like, trying to get information out of him. They're like, listen, we've tapped your phone. If she calls, just be nice to her.
Oh, I love that.
Because women love that shit.
Women love it when you're nice to them. And then she calls and he's like, hi. And she hangs up right away.
That was amazing. I loved that.
It's like, I know that's kind of like the whole thing of it where it's like men feel like they know what women want. And then it's just like, well, like, yeah, we know what we want, but we're not stupid. Like, we know when you're like trying to get something out of us.
Right.
And I love that shit so much. And then, like, I think, like, Louise calls and, like...
Yeah, calls right back.
Yeah, and then he, like, picks up and he's like, hey, Louise, can you put Thelma on? He's like, put the fucking cop on.
The cops?
What?
There's no cops
There's
here.
No just do it.
And Harvey Keitel's like, give me the phone.
Just give me the fucking phone. Like all the men in this just seem like so like kind of incompetent, but I feel like it has a purpose where they're just like they're showing that these men feel like they have complete control of the situation. They just need to appease to these women's wants and needs, and then we'll just get them to come back to us.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, fuck, we don't know what we're doing.
Right. I also like near the end of that whole kind of scene too is that like they pan back to Thelma and Shooter's house.
Yeah.
I wish I knew his name, but I don't.
Yeah.
And like all the cops are in there just watching TV.
Yeah, I love that scene
That
when
was
they're
funny as shit.
There's like some scene where they're like watching some like old romantic film,
right.
and then like fucking Shooter McGavin tries to turn to the game, and they all just turn back and look at him, and he turns it back and just like rolls like, what the fuck, man? I don't even have my own house to myself.
Right. Oh man.
Like there's like the last time you see him, he's like in the house, and it's like super dark, and he looks like a madman.
Yeah.
Like this whole
Yeah.
scenario has just driven him insane.
Driven him crazy.
Like he's like staring like straight ahead, like, like what has happened to you?
Yeah, he's falling apart.
But oh my god, I love it. Like that, especially that scene when like Harvey Keitel first shows up, and he's like, "You're stepping in pizza," and he's like, "Ah, god damn it!"
Then I also like how back on the Thelma and Louise side, during their whole trip to get down to Mexico and all their other exploits, they continue to bump in to this trucker.
Oh,
the horny trucker guy.
The horny trucker.
He is amazing in this. Like, he is amazing on how gross and stupid he is.
Yeah.
But every time, because I like how it's set up like, oh, we should just like follow this trucker because they're great on the roads. They're great drivers.
Yeah.
Like, they pull alongside him and they like go to wave, and he's just like doing the V around his mouth. And they're like jerking his truck off.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
like puts his hand out and starts jerking off the fucking the door of his truck.
And then they're like, oh god. And they run into him like three times in this movie.
Yeah, and then the last time they do is like they just like get him to like pull over, so they're like, hey, so what do you want from us? And it's like they like kind of like appease him where it's like, oh, do you want to fuck us or whatever? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, that's what you want? And then like they're like so forthright with it where he's just kind of weirded out where he's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Would you do that to your daughter or your wife or your mother? And he's like, what?
This is weird.
You guys.
It's like I want to like just picture him just doing that to any woman he sees on the road.
Yeah.
Where he's like, hey, you want to fuck? Look at my tongue. And he's like an old fucking dude too, where it's like, did that ever work?
It takes off a wedding ring once, so it has to work at least once, right?
At least once. That's how he met his wife.
Yeah, he just hung his head out the window.
Oh, look at that charming man's tongue. I want to get to know him.
It looks like he may be proficient in cunnilingus. I should marry that man.
We have so much in common.
But yeah, they end up getting the best of him, don't they, JT?
They blow the fuck out of his truck.
Yeah.
Well, blow it up. They don't blow his truck.
Right. As much as he was jerking in that truck off, it does not have a penis to blow.
Yeah. It only blew his load when they shot the tanker in the back.
It exploded. I also did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, it blew up like a fucking A-bomb. That thing went up.
It went up. Only to attract the attention of more police.
Yeah.
In a helicopter, mind you.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't bring up the time when they got pulled over.
Oh, yeah. That happened like right before this.
Yeah, the time they got pulled over and they put the trooper that pulled him over in his trunk when they pulled a gun on him. And then the weird scene out of nowhere where the black bicyclist is going down the road and hears him bang on his trunk. So he goes over to the bullet hole in the trunk that they shot in it for air holes and just blows weed smoke in it. End of scene.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. No
That could've-
context to
No.
anything else in the story.
Nope.
You're just watching a black dude smoking weed on his bike,
Right.
pulls over just to blow some weed smoke in the air hole.
Right. Never followed up on.
Nope.
That's the end of that.
That's the only time
the
you ever
arc.
see both the bicyclist and the finger of the trooper.
Right. So then it's pretty much approaching the end of this movie by now. The
Yeah.
cops pretty much have a caravan of policemen waiting for them. Harvey Keitel is in the helicopter, as well as the other actor. I've seen a ton of stuff, but I
Oh
can't
yeah,
never
he's been in a
remember
bunch
his
of
name.
shit, but I can't remember him. Yeah.
And they've got like 40 cops all pointing automatic weapons at these two women in a
God damn,
convertible.
I know. That's a overkill for two women.
Right. At the most, that have a 38 special.
Yeah.
That's it. And so they got them dead to rights. And this is where the iconic scene comes in. It's like, well, should we keep driving?
Yeah.
And then they hold each other's
Yeah. Where
hands.
Thelma's like, why don't we just keep going?
Yep.
And they're like, yep, they hold hands and then they drive into the Grand Canyon.
Right. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this watch.
Yeah.
I had no expectations whatsoever, and I think that it set them pretty high. Like
Okay.
after I watched it, I was like, okay, I really like that. I could see why this is like a very classic piece of cinema at this
Yeah.
point. I had very little flaws with this movie.
Okay.
I would recommend it to pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
It's more adult than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I knew going in it was rated R.
There's a pretty sexy ass scene with Brad Pitt and Gina Davis
Yes.
where I was like, I'm getting a little turned on. Like when he's like hovering around her panty line where I'm like,
Oh my god.
this is pretty fucking
This
hot.
is it getting hot in here?
I was digging it.
Am I beating up?
Yeah.
Somebody give me a towel.
Yeah. I almost took Molly Pop in the back room, not gonna lie.
Can you be Gina Davis for a minute?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie on this watch.
It's a fun watch. I the only complaint I really have is I feel like in terms of tone, I feel like I wish it would have picked a lane a little more. But outside of that,
How so?
like I feel like it tries to be comedic, but it never goes completely comedic, and then it tries to be dramatic, but never goes completely dramatic.
I don't know. I thought I rode that line fairly well. There's only a few points though where like big things do happen in their lives, and like the next scene they seem to have just brushed it off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of about. Where
Okay.
it's like I feel like they would have wish they would have gone full into like if they're in terms of like a scene, like they go full comedy or they go full dramatic. Like I don't mind if they do that shit, but like I feel like they were like, we'll ease into it and then we'll go into something else.
Right. Oh, I don't think we even said that Louise was raped in Texas.
The whole the reason why they don't want to go to Texas is because she was raped in Texas, and that's why she's like all about like, no, we're not gonna go to the cops because they'll never believe you. Where you definitely get the feeling that like she was raped, she went to the cops and they were like, nah,
You have no proof.
no proof, and then that's why she always keeps people at a certain distance.
Right. And really got on that guy who attempted to rape
Yeah.
Thelma.
Yeah, that's why I kind of when it all ends, like you definitely get the feeling that Thelma kind of sees Louise's point of view more, but I feel like they never get to where Louise sees Thelma's point of view more. Well, I feel like I wish they would have gotten to more of like a medium, met in the middle more, where like Louise does see that there is good in people in a certain way.
Yeah.
But I feel like they both go to Louise's side where it's like, yeah, fuck dudes, we got each other.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. Like I think it's a cool arc for Thelma where she's so boy crazy, and then when she gets to like, yeah, it is pretty hard to trust someone that you've just met.
Right. And I also I like near the end where Thelma is really coming into her own person,
Yeah.
and she's like, she even like notices herself. She's like, "Have you ever felt like awake? Because this is the most awake I've ever felt in my life."
Yeah, there's another cool line in there too where I think Louise is like, I never knew how crazy you were, and she was like, well, I've always been this crazy, I've just never been able to be myself. Where it's like, yeah, that's cool. Where it's like she's getting to this point now where she feels more like herself than she ever has, especially like knowing that she's been with Shooter McGavin her whole life, like feeling like she has to like live like this housewife kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I also kind of like how they look in the beginning as opposed to how they look at the end, where, like, you see that Polaroid they take with each other, where they look like Stepford wives, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, Louise has, like, that fucking, like, shawl, like, tied around her head with the sunglasses, and Thelma has, like, the lipstick with, like, the perfectly permed hair and the fucking, like, V to, like, show, like, her cleavage, and then at the end, they're pretty much wearing clothes they've stolen from guys throughout the whole movie. Like, Thelma's wearing the fucking trucker's hat, and Louise is wearing Brad Pitt's hat that they stole from him. Like, they've legit turned into what the trip has turned them into, because they're wearing clothes they've stolen throughout the whole movie, where, like, they've definitely come into their own based solely on this trip.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really cool ending for that.
Yeah. And then knowing there too, like, when they're pretty much like are dead to rights under that firing range that they have going on.
Yeah.
They're like, we can either turn back now and end up in jail, or probably even worse, end up back in the positions we were before we left.
Yeah.
So, like, why would we want to do that now that we've lived so hard?
Yeah.
And go back to that?
Yeah, like like you said, even if they didn't go to prison, they did find a way out to where they could go back to the lives they had. They would just be looking back on, but remember when we were actually, like, living?
Yes.
Like, why would we want to subject ourselves to what made us, like, depressed or before this?
Right. So yeah, I think it's a fitting ending for what the movie is.
Yeah.
I'm glad they stopped it while they were in midair and didn't follow the crash all the way down. Because that would have been like, oh no.
Yeah. You could just make believe that the car grew wings and they flew away.
Yeah, like what we said, it just has the same ending as Grease at the end. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. If I were to grade it, I'd give it like I think a solid A.
Really?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I think discussing it, I think you turned me around a little bit more. Like, I don't know, I think I was expecting them to go more one way or another, and they just kind of stayed more in the middle. And I don't know what I was expecting beyond that, but yeah, I'll give it like a solid A-. I really dug it, and yeah, I like what they did with it in terms of, like, their friendship and, like, them driving each other to go in these certain routes to where they finally realize where it's like, I'd rather be dead than go back to this horseshit life.
Yeah. So there you go, Thelma and Louise.
Yeah,
great entry.
Check it out, and it's for free on Amazon Prime and Hulu.
Yes, I happen to watch it on Hulu.
Yeah, so do yourself a favor and check it out.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Anything else you've been into besides Thelma and Louise, JT?
Well, me and Molly watched the Academy Award nominated film, The Favorite.
Oh my. And
it's good. I had a lot of fun with it.
Great. That's good.
I think it even might have made my 2018 list.
My goodness.
Once I see everything that I see, I might do like a quick overview and go through.
Okay.
Because even some things change position too.
Oh my god!
Look out for that. But no, Favorite's fun. Yeah, I can see why Olivia Colman won for Best Actress, because she plays a fucking adult infant in this movie so well. And like Molly was even like fascinated and like looked into like the actual life of Queen Victoria, where it was like, yeah, it's like it's good.
Good.
Like, it's one of those movies where it's like one of those like careful what you wish for type things where it's like the people that look like they won in the end kind of got the raw end of the deal. So it's a fun movie. I suggest just checking it out.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely check out The Favorite. And we also started watching, we haven't finished it yet, but we started watching that HBO documentary series Leaving Neverland.
Yeah.
Oof. The reason why we even finished it is because like halfway through the first part, we just couldn't watch anymore.
Really?
It is disgusting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Like, they get to a point where the guy is just listing off rooms in Neverland that Michael Jackson fucked him in.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty fucked. Like, I've heard, I've been pretty fascinated with this story because it's like, this is like the one celebrity that I've come across where, like, even people that I kind of respect in terms of like listening to their podcasts are like kind of blindly defending him, where it's like, man, like you're like, these are like people that like, I've never rushed to conclusions, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm like, I just don't believe it, where you're like, man, like these guys are going into such detail and like giving enough evidence where it's like, man, I don't think there's any way that Michael Jackson was not like a fucking gross pedophile. Because there's like a part in that I saw so far in the documentary where they talk about like in Neverland, in the actual mansion of Neverland, in the hallways, when you're walking through, there's like at least 2 to 3 doors before you get up into the main second floor, where it's like very audible that you open them, and Michael put them there so that like if he's with like a boy, like he can get them to get dressed and look like nothing's going on once someone gets up to the room. And they legit do a tour of Neverland where they show that like you have to walk through like a door to get to another door to get to another door, because that's like, then you can be like, okay, they're like 30 seconds away, now they're 15 seconds away, now they're 10 seconds away, where it's like, yeah, why would you have 3 doors in a hallway? And like they go into detail about that, where it's like, you wouldn't know unless you knew. Like, if you knew that you were getting like fucked and like something was going down, where it's like, ugh. And then I listened to like a podcast like Today Explained, which is like really good if you like want to get kind of like caught up with like news and shit. And they're only like usually like 25 minutes long. But they did a really cool episode where they interviewed the director of the documentary, and they interviewed a representative for the Jackson estate to kind of give you like a parallel viewpoint on the actual documentary. And like, I feel like I'm siding more with the director of the documentary.
Okay.
Because the Jackson estate feels like it's so big, it's being run like a business. And usually, from what I experience listening about things with businesses, like they have no moral compass whatsoever. Like the Jackson estate is like $3 billion. And like they interviewed the guy like representing him, and it's like, yeah, well, we're just watching over it and waiting until the Jackson children are old enough to receive these funds. But he like treats it where it's like everything that he's doing, well, we're doing it for the namesake of Michael, and we're looking out for his best interest, blah blah blah, where it's like, you're acting like a company. Like you're acting like if Michael Jackson's record sales start dipping, you're not making as much money as you usually do, kind of thing. And he talks like that, where it's like, well, yes, there have been accusers in the past, but they have been acquitted, and they have been shown to be not forthright, where it's like, there was 2 back when it first happened, like in the 90s, and that's why the trial happened.
Right.
And one of them was paid off.
Okay.
Where he was like, well, that was a mistake on his part. He was just too busy to deal with it. And then the other one was like found innocent by a jury, where it's like, well, Michael Jackson was a fucking megastar. No one wants to believe that he would do these things.
Right.
And now you have these two, where one of them, yeah, he does kind of come off as a little disingenuous because he contacted the Jackson estate to get him a job being a choreographer at Cirque du Soleil, and they said no. And then, like, 3 months later, he sued them because he said Michael Jackson raped him.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, okay, yeah, that is kind of, that is a little bit fishy. But then the other guy from Simi Valley, like, told this really fucking heartbreaking story where he was like, I defended Michael to the very end, and then I married a woman and had a son, and then I looked at my son and became super depressed and just got really angry, and then I realized that the reason why was because, like, I thought about what would happen if Michael did that to my son.
Oh, God.
And I was like, I need to stop. I need to voice what happened to me so that it doesn't happen to other people's children. Because I was like, I have such low self-esteem about myself that I didn't care. But now that I see my son and I think about what would happen if Michael did that to my son, now I'm furious. And so he saw that this Australian guy was doing this lawsuit, and then he joined his lawsuit to sue them. And then when his name is brought up to the Jackson estate, it's like, well, we found ways to discredit him too, but then they never say why. So it's like, I think Michael Jackson's a pedophile.
All right.
But yeah, I'm intending to go through and watch the whole documentary, but yeah, it's not looking good. I think Michael Jackson might be a gross pedophile now.
Well, time will tell, won't it? What the public finally comes up with.
I think it's just, there's so much evidence, and like, but it's so disheartening because now it's like there's so many people where it's like when Cosby was like all of his things came out, they were like, oh yeah, fuck him, yeah. But now that this evidence is piling up against Michael Jackson, like there's so many people that I like listen to their podcasts and I trust them where they're like, well, I don't know, let's look into it more. And like this evidence is out there, like, but they're already drawing the conclusions where it's like, I like Michael Jackson enough to not give a shit that he was a pedophile, where I'm like, I don't know, this society, man.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting to this point now where we have so much information available to us that we have to actually deal with the fact that like these people that we grew to love and respect might be real pieces of shit. And I don't know, it's hard for people to really digest.
Yeah. I do, but like, are they still trying to find restitution even after he's dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're suing like the Jackson estate.
Okay.
For the money. And like, but I think that they're trying to skew it as like they just want the money, but I don't know. Like the details they go into and like the evidence they show where it's like they show like his steps up to where he finally gets them in bed and starts raping them, and then even like interviewing the parents that are not like super familiar with the whole rape thing are like, yeah, Michael would invite us and then we would get these notes that said that we can't stay in the apartment in the hotel room next to theirs because the suite is unavailable. Now we have to sleep in a suite that's like 3 stories down for no reason. Where it's like, and it was like that for every single time that their child was with Michael in his room alone.
That seems strange why they even let that happen, but
I know that the parents come off as pieces of shit too. I'm not defending them, but it's like the things they bring up where it's like, well, then why didn't you step in? And it's such a fucking shit show.
Well, anything else you've been into?
I'll just say that's it because I went on a huge tangent with that.
I haven't been much into anything really. I have that DC Universe app, as you know.
Yeah.
And they have the old Max Fleischer Superman cartoons from the 40s on there.
Yeah.
And being that each one's only like 10 minutes long, I was like, I wonder if Macy would enjoy these. Because they're like super short, they're animated.
Is this a Splinter Operation No Baby?
Kind of. Turns out she's really into them.
Really?
I've seen, there's only 17 episodes that were ever made of them.
Yeah.
And we watched them through probably 3 or 4 times this
wow.
last weekend.
Just hope she doesn't become racist to Japanese people.
Well, there are a few episodes in there where they're a bit of World War II propaganda. And they don't treat the Japanese in a very great light.
Before we came in here, you put it on, and there was a legit, like, very eerie looking text of Yokohama with a very eerie gong playing.
Yes.
Where it's like, yeah, you're not too fond of Japanese people.
At the time, it was a bit of a stretch in order to shed them in a good light. They also, but like, so what I did some research while I was watching it through for the third time. And the first, like, half of the episodes are all done by, like, Max Fleischer Studios. And then the second half is done by this Famous Studios, is what it was called.
Oh.
And when it changed hands, it actually started doing more, like, World War II propaganda-type episodes, where most of the foes then were, like, Nazis in South America, or Nazis, or the evil Japanese, or whatever it was. Whether the first half of the episodes were all like evil mad scientists, or like weird under cave dwelling bird people, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like a natural disaster or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I would still say though the animation is really great. Some of the character models are a bit simplistic.
Yeah.
But like the animation itself, I think, holds up or is better still than animation today.
I know. Like, when you were showing me a little bit of it before we came in here, and yeah, it looked like, I don't know how much they did to remaster them, but they flushed together really well, where you can see, like, the full-fledged movement, and it's like, but you can tell where it's like, they had to draw all that shit.
Yeah.
Where you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah. So, like, that's what I really appreciate that. And all of them are super campy and fun. I was just talking to my mom and dad about them this weekend, too, because I was like, yeah, Macy is, like, really loving them. Every time one ends, she's like, more Oop Man? And I'm like, we got Oop Man coming up the pipeline here, Mace. We got more.
I'm telling you, you're going to drive Sea Danger crazy. You're going to get her so stuck on comic book shit that Sea Danger's going to be like, what have you turned my daughter into?
Yes. So I've watched that a few times, and then I also there was something else I was watching, and I was gonna bring it up before. Oh well, I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah,
but not much it. That's about it. I think
that's good.
Right,
that's good.
Right. What do we got coming up for Monday?
Well, for Monday we're doing a. We're doing a flashback. Because of course you don't have a lot of time on your hands.
Right.
We're going back to a film that's probably the polar opposite of what we talked about tonight with Thelma and Louise. We're doing our flashback review of the Adam Sandler, David Spade film from Netflix.
Yes.
The Do-Over.
Yes.
This was based off of us trying to give Adam Sandler a second chance after watching The Ridiculous Six.
Uh-huh.
And it turned into us finding out that Adam Sandler might be a gross human being.
Right.
So it'll be a very fun listen back to.
I want to quote you like a week ago when you brought up this idea, and you're like, well, we should, as we're doing like strong empowered women of the 90s for like a Captain Marvel month.
Yeah.
We as juxtaposed to that, we can just do a flashback episode of The Do-Over, which sets women back 100 years.
Oh, boy, does it, too. Man, if you've never seen The Do-Over, I mean, watch it, but watch it, like, with the precaution that it literally makes women come out in the worst way possible.
And a good chunk of it is a Bud Light commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like, where like, yeah, they maybe make men come off kind of incompetent in Thelma and Louise as like a plot device. The Do-Over makes women come off incompetent just to make women come off incompetent.
Yeah.
Like, Adam Sandler might be the grossest sexist of our time. So yeah, go ahead, watch a Do-Over at your own risk, and then listen to our flashback review of it on Monday.
Yes. Coming up Thursday, JT, I have...
The big one.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Do
you want to give your pick?
I do want to give my pick.
Ooh.
So Captain Marvel will be next Thursday's big review.
Yes.
The big anticipated release. The Thursday after, staying in the 90s and Strong Empowered Women.
I can't wait.
One I've never seen again.
Whoa.
And I've always wanted to. La Femme Nikita.
What?
Yes. I've never seen
Nikita?
it. Yes. So
I know of the USA show because it was always advertised on Raw.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
Me too.
La Femme Nikita, Jesus Christ.
Yes. It was either between that or the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh shit.
Or
with Luke Perry.
Oh fuck. Well, too late now. I've already said La Femme Nikita. Or it was going to be the first... I was going to bend the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
The first Terminator movie. Not Terminator 2, but the Terminator. To show, like, Sarah Connor growing into, like, an empowered, like, badass role.
That's true.
But it came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll nix it.
I do have an idea that when Wonder Woman comes out, we do strong females in the 80s.
Okay. We'll put that on the back burner then.
Yeah. Since Wonder Woman comes out, is supposed to take place in the 80s.
Right. 84.
84.
So, yeah, that's what we got coming down the pipeline the next few weeks. So check out Captain Marvel.
Nikita. Now I'm curious.
Check out La Femme Nikita. I don't know where you can see it. I probably have to buy it.
Fuck.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out Captain Marvel before next week.
Yeah, let me just look right now if it's on anything.
You just might turn it to Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Maybe. Who knows? Let's see. What am I looking for? La Femme. Here we go. Not the series. Not the series. I'm just getting a lot of the series. Oh, wait. Here it is. The movie from 1991.
Oh, wow. Another 91. Holy shit.
Still loading. Available on... Oh, looks like we're going to have to rent it.
That's fine.
I'll
eat the shit.
It doesn't say it's on Amazon or anything. It just shows me it's on Fandango Now, Google Play, or Vudu. So if it's on Google Play, it's probably on YouTube. So you can probably rent it on YouTube. The YouTubes. Okay, so that's what we got going down, JT.
Okay.
So if people want to La Femme Nikita you, I don't know what that means.
You can find me at Bucky Furman on Twitter. So Bucky Furman on Instagram. Him at Bucky Furman on Snapchat. Troy.
If people want to wish you a happy birthday through my channels, they could do that at Troy to the Max on Twitter, or you can send a happy birthday message to you at our joint podcast Twitter handle at ReviewPod. We are also on Facebook. You can hear all of our new episodes uploaded onto reviewpod.podbean.com or other things such as YouTube's, like I brought up just seconds ago, or Stitcher, or Spotify, or Google Podcasts. You can probably hear us on Alexa devices if you wish.
Yes.
If you use Apple Podcasts,
yes.
iTunes, some people say,
Hey-o.
you would be so kind to rate and review us there, because if you like the show, that helps other people find the show. If you want to write in, like a few of our friends do from time to time, do so at reviewpod@gmail.com.
Right on.
Right on. So we told you what's coming up the pipeline. Enjoy our flashback on Monday.
Flashback.
And then we look forward to hearing what your thoughts on Captain Marvel are.
I'm really curious to see how this turns out.
Yeah, if you catch it this weekend, write in. Write in the show.
Write in. Tell us what you think. If you find a way to send us a sound clip, we'll play it on the show.
Yeah, send in some clips.
Sound clips. Emails, we are open to it all.
We are open. DMs open, baby.
Ugh, give me the DMs.
Slide into them.
Give me your DMs.
But until then, I have been Short of the Max Extreme.
I am G3K.
And we are all